Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and tomorrow I am setting out on a 1,500-mile road trip from my home in San Antonio up to Ohio for a writing retreat. I'll be stopping and hanging out with my brothers for a few days, David in Dallas and Robert in St. Louis. But what I really need to do along this trek is write. Project Death is due to my critique partner at the end of our writing retreat, and I need to take every moment that I can to finish that. So I thought it would be fun to turn my solo road trip into a bit of a game where things along the road cost a certain number of words. Enter my patrons. I shot this idea over to them with a couple of ideas for how the math would work out and had them vote for what 5 things would be worth. They decided for every mile driven I would need to 2x the word count. So for 300 miles, write 600 words. For each coffee I consume along the way, it will add 500 words. Bathroom breaks take away 100 words. If I stop to buy a book, I need to add another 500 words, which I'm actually glad that this is the one that they ended up choosing. It's not the one I voted for because I know my book shopping habits along the road and I've never met a bookstore I didn't want to go inside. I have many on my list from here to Columbus. And roadside monuments or attractions take away 500 words. I also have a lot of these on my list, especially in the little town of Casey, where they have the world's largest pencil, world's largest crochet hooks, world's largest pitchfork. We'll get there. I'm excited to see, when we get started, how many words a day I'll end up writing. But first, I have to pack. All right, since we're about to be on the road, I'm actually gonna reset this trip, and this will be what counts our miles. All right, we have arrived at our first stop of Seguin, Texas. That is S-E-G-U-I-N. Seguin. It is like on the other side of San Antonio, and it's kind of out of the way of going up to Austin, so I've never been here. It's like a cute little small periphery town. It's like 25,000 I think was the population size, so it's probably about like 35 or something now. And we're going to stop first at a bookstore. We're gonna see if I buy a book. And then we are going to go looking for a little roadside monument. A world's largest. That little bookstore was so cute. Also, we're all about pecans here, so I am trying to find the world's largest. It should be somewhere this way. Well, I do think that was more impressive than the world's largest peanut, but only like barely. Ooh, a cute fountain though. One of my favorite things about these small towns, when they have the murals and they put together the history, it just really helps me sort of flesh out worlds when I set my own story in small towns. Love to see it, love even more to stumble upon it. All right, that adds 500 words, but monument, subtract 500. So really, 50-ish miles times 2. I'm only at 100 words so far. Doing good. Let's get back on the road. I think my next stop will be another bookstore, unsurprisingly. Oh my god, wait. The next bookstore is also on Pecan Street? What is this? There's never a good time to drive through Austin. There are better times, but there's never really a good time, so in fear that I might get in like a bad situation traffic-wise, I went ahead and skipped some of the Austin bookstores that I know I love already, and I sought out this Pflugerville one. It is in fact Pflugerville's only bookstore, and Book Cat was so cute, and the person worked there was so kind. It was so nice. I felt a little bad because I have all my masks in here. I have extras, and I forgot to bring it in with me when they started masking up. But this is from an indie author in California that's visited the bookstore a couple times, and actually the person told me that the other series that they're writing, they're currently beta reading the second book for them, and so I was like, okay, This one they said was more D&D esque. The other one was also fantasy, so if I like this one, I will go seek out the other one. It would be very cool. So it was super cute. And look, got a sticker and a bookmark. I love indie bookshops. Okay, it is time to get on the road once more. This is what I have to do in order to drive. One on, the other on. I'm a professional. Now my next stop is going to be Buc-ee's, which is a Texas treasure. It's actually expanded outside of Texas. And frankly, I would not be shocked if in my lifetime there's like a Buc-ee's theme park, or even if Bucky the Beaver manages to just take over the world. Currently though, it is like the biggest and best gas station that you can imagine. And it is just the perfect little refill, stock up spot. I used to always come to the truck stop when I was driving between home and college. They have kolaches, but like the good kolaches, the like fruit and cream cheese ones. And then they have Kablonskis, which I only know the difference because my friend this is the only place she swears by. So, all right, to my brothers. All right, ending the trip with 308.9 miles. So a little over 600 words to write. Also, my brother is coming down to let me in, so bye. Now, despite racking up nearly a daily nano worth of words driving from San Antonio to Dallas, I did not actually write anything on that first day. My brother works the night shift at a hospital, and so he was up and ready to hang out, and we decided to play some tennis, some very strange looking tennis and then real tennis. And I also played pickleball for the first time, which was so fun. We basically spent the day just hanging out until sleep really caught up with him. And then finally I was able to get some words in the next day. While my sister-in-law worked upstairs, I worked downstairs, and thus my shenanigans were a little quiet. All right, I added 103 words, but actually for the scene, it was 970. So doing some more quick math. Basically just one more scene to go. For now. Gilmore Girls. I left my brother's. I was packing up at like 5 something. I finally got out at like 6:10. And I had this coffee shop to go to in mind. It's called Local Habit in Texarkana, so like right on the border of Texas and Arkansas. I'll get to step across it. Maybe there'll be a cute monument, who knows? And I had every intention of making it all the way there, so 2.5 hours without coffee. But I can't do it. I can't do it. $2.15, 500 words. You know what? This would have been worth 5,000 words, okay? I feel my power's restoring. Wait, where is this? 138 miles to fucking Pecan again. Pecan Street, University Avenue. What the fuck? One thing I did forget to do is reset my odometer. Yes. But the plus side is we drove everywhere in my brother's car while in Dallas. So we're just gonna count it. We'll just do some subtraction. We're all about math on this journey. There's some parts here that are super beautiful. We have like the tiniest of rolling hills. Can't even really call it a hill. But there is like some fog settling in the distance, which is nice. And back before the sun was like fully up in my face, there was a time where it was just bright red and it was so gorgeous, and it was so hard not to look at because it was right at the horizon of the road. But oh my gosh, they're mowing around this area and it smelled so good in my car. Oh, that freshly mowed grass. And I love how green it is. You can actually maybe see a little bit of the fog I was talking about earlier. The way it's settling to the sides there. Anyways. All right, I think the 900 words makes up for all the rest that I needed from the first day of travel. They had this pumpkin spice latte there, and it was one of the best pumpkin spice lattes I've had. Almost, it tasted like pumpkin pie. They nailed whatever like buttery crusty bit you get. Like most drinks just taste pumpkin, which I'm not mad at. Love pumpkin. Pumpkin pie. So good. I had an idea while I was driving, so I make voice notes to myself, and so that's what I needed to also type up some of, so how great. Okay, before we head to Little Rock, Arkansas, I'm gonna try and go to this place called, I think, Photograph Island, where I should be able to get a cool picture of the border. Maybe I'll even be able to step 1 foot in Texas, 1 foot in Arkansas. All right, let's go. Goodbye, beautiful coffee shop. Now this was kind of exciting for me, not because of Texarkana as a whole. I don't think I'd ever been to Texarkana before, but it was the first border crossing of this huge trek I was gonna be on, right? I was gonna have to go through 6 total states, so 5 different border crossings. And as anyone from Texas knows, the biggest issue is just getting out of Texas. So this felt monumentous in some way. A very nice German couple took a photo for me. It was very sweet. Cool. It is cool to be in 2 states at once. I feel successful. All right, it's time to hit the road. No more dilly-dallying until Little Rock. Those are some very impressive mushrooms. It isn't that long of a drive from Texarkana to Little Rock, but all of the coffee was starting to catch up with me and I needed to refuel the car. So I made a couple quick pit stops. And one of the things I love about visitor centers is that, like, one, you don't have to pay anything. It's a nice little rest area. You can get out and stretch your legs. That was actually 3 things, but it's fine. But also a lot of them have these little museums that you can learn more about, you know, what's found in the state or the history of the state. And I just think that is so cool and genius and something that I take for granted sometimes. So, All right, Wordsworth, books. All right, one more book. That drive from Little Rock to Memphis, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. It was bad. Oh gosh. I am finally in Memphis though, at this bookstore called Novel. I had a couple options for bookstores that I thought looked really cool, but ultimately I decided to save my wallet some money, only go to 1 bookstore per city, and I just went with the name, Novel. I think the other option I looked up earlier was Burke's, and again, they both look cute. It was just, you know, saving on time. This does pose an interesting, like, thought process on how I also buy books, where when you don't have all the time to research a book purchase, or you're kind of doing an impulse buy, like I tend to do in my indie bookstores, you're going for like the title and the cover and like a quick skim of pages. I know that as an indie author, like I know that, but it's a good reminder how quick I cut 1 bookstore off just from name alone. All right, into Novel we go. Hopefully they have a bathroom. All right, well, a sucker is born every day, and that sucker is always me when there are books involved. And also, look at how cute these are. I cannot be helped. Lily Mead, the author of this, was the first person I heard use the phrase author tube. And like her and I want to say Jenna Streety were the ones that I knew that like kind of coined the term. They had a Facebook group for a while. And she has her book out. So anyways, got. Let me put all this into a bag that is not from this bookstore, but a different one in Austin. Again, cannot be helped. Drop. And this place had bookmarks. It was so cute. Had the restrooms not been under construction, I would have gone there. Instead, we're gonna go to Starbucks. So today was set to be my longest travel day of the entire trek, both up and back. It was gonna be the longest day. And even though I left so early this morning, I didn't get to my brother Robert's place until like 10 p.m. or so. And that meant that when I was going through the small towns in Arkansas and Missouri, I was too late. I missed the bookstores. They closed at 6 at the latest, or maybe even like 4, you know, these small town shops. So I didn't get to see any others on my trip, but it was open road, and that is always appreciated. Plus, that day that I got there was my brother's birthday, so I actually got to celebrate with him that night, and then he took the day off on Friday, so him and I just got up to some shenanigans, hung out, had a wonderful time, and really spent the whole day together, which I cannot complain about at all. The only asterisk to this was that, of course, I did not get any writing in. I love the pepper. Good job, Salty. Oh, you're so good. Oh, you're so good. All right. I was at 1,092.4. I just got done working all my stuff down. I'll have to do some math to figure out what I was at. It was my brother's birthday weekend, so I will say not a lot of words got done. So we're gonna have to do them along this drive and then add the words from the drive. I'm going to hit a coffee shop very close because the one I was recommended, unfortunately, is closed on Sundays. So it goes sometimes. So we'll see where I end up stopping along the way and getting the words in. It's going to be an adventure for all of us. The houses in this area are insane. I'll see if I can move it. Look at some of these. All right, so I tried to stop at this cute place that my brother's girlfriend recommended, but it was so busy, but it was so cool. The train was going by near there, and then it looked like an awesome spot. There were also some really like fancy houses in that area, so it was cute. But I am actually now like an hour and a half down the road. I'm gonna go to Panera for some breakfast and some coffee and hopefully some words. All right, I got about 1,000 words in. I did have a bit of an epiphany on something that would be really cool to add in. Basically, the matriarch who led them and who Tuovi's grown up with, and it was truly the leader of the Sticks, she has no intention of coming to the capital. That is just like not her journey, but she doesn't tell anyone that. So basically, as soon as she gets all of her people inside, she is turning right the fuck around, and if she makes it, she makes it, but if she doesn't, like, she feels like she belongs in the Sticks. Again, she's not going to tell anyone that. And so Tuovi actually doesn't find out until much farther into Project Death. And it's kind of like a gut punch that it's like there was so much going on and she's like kind of been trying to find her, but like not really. So they have one very tender moment just before she leaves the Capitol. And I thought about how it would be nice to have like a saying that they do, like a see you later-esque, something other than just bye, like I'll be seeing you, to clue in like we will quite literally be seeing each other later. I want Twilby to be so caught up in all the stuff with the Capitol, she actually doesn't realize that the matriarch never said it back. And I think it would be a cute little clue in to the matriarch's mindset, since we don't really get to see any of it. So it's not as much of a surprise later when we do learn what she's done. Like a nice little nugget. So about 1,000 words in that scene, but it needs a little bit more work. And now on to a whole row of world's largest. Welcome to the world's biggest mailbox. That's supposedly the world's largest barber pool. This area is adorable. Look at that, the world's biggest pencil. Oh, let's see. Golf clubs, mousetrap. Hold on, let's see if I can get. So you can see how big it is. Big things in a small town. How cute. It's a really pretty walk though. Distance. That's where we're headed. This whole area is adorable. It's not something I'd like go out of my way for, but nice to stretch the legs, get a little walk in. I'm here for it. I do feel like you could easily set a Hallmark movie here, and I feel like if there's not already one, it's a missed opportunity. Maybe I'll write it. Oh, there they are. I almost walked past them. That's so cute. I do think it's funny that they've like cordoned off the tip. So there's the mailbox, so there's my car. There's actually a way to like get up and get in there, which is such a cute idea. You can be in the world's largest mailbox. We might do it. I might just go ahead and do it. I think so. I'm gonna do it. Can't get a video of it, but we'll go up together. Where to go? This whole area is so cute. Mailbox entrance. Oh, US mail. I'm gonna wait for those people to come down. But... Ooh. Up. Ah. The dome ceiling. Wow. That's so fun. It's so cute. I was entertained. I do love the decorations. It's like old-timey lights, very small town vibe mixed with, and then little scarecrows on each of them. I am so curious who made the scarecrows. Like, I wonder if the schools did, or I don't know. I just love that so much. Oh, I see now. There's signs for it. Silly me. Okay. Okay. All right. The indie bookstore I want to go to is all the way over there. I so rarely need to parallel park that it's always fun when I get to test it out. I did just get a message from Jessica asking where I was at. I also get a feeling that there's not going to be a bathroom that I could like easily access in this store, so might be some extra stops as I drink more water. All right, to the bookstore. That's cute. I've been wanting to get this Ashley C. Ford book for a while, and the fact that she's a local author makes it even better. Yay! Yay! I bought this, and then they gave me this one, so I read bin books. So cute. Okay, let's see how far away I am from the German village in Columbus. This is going to be my last book stop of the trip, at least until I get to go to the one that is in the same city as the retreat. But this was one that was recommended by y'all, and I am so glad you let me know about it. In a way, I don't know if I'm gonna say save the best for last, but certainly save the craziest for last. I am overwhelmed. I think I finally reached the end of the upstairs. Let's go back. I do wish I would have seen this map earlier, would have helped, but that's okay. I, of course, had to get a tote bag. How many totes does one need? I am on the mission to discover the answer. All right, one last quick bathroom stop and then to the retreat. Now, I was so excited to get to the writing retreat that I made a silly mistake and did not check my odometer until the very end of the retreat. Thankfully, I hadn't driven anywhere other than to like reverse out of a spot and then drive into one. You'll see that in the next vlog. But I did have the briefest of videos as I was leaving the retreat where I was able to snag the total trip was 1,589 miles. So had I mathed all of this out, it would have been 1,589 minus the 1,092 until that day for 497 miles traveled between my brother's place in St. Louis and the retreat, multiplied by 2, 994 words. All that said, Casey, Illinois came in super clutch. Very much like, you get 500 words off and you get 500 words off. And technically, by the end of it, I actually beat, is that how I want to phrase it? Out-earned 1,860 words because the monuments gave me 5,500. Altogether, amazing. I had such a blast with this. It ended up being such an amazing way to continue to work along the road. It kept it fun. I was on the lookout for stuff. As someone who was solo traveling, it kept me entertained on those long stretches. I did continue to think about my stories. I thought about new stories. I was brainstorming ideas, and I think travel always gives you more inspiration. So I think a lot of this is just in the back of my brain, and I'm excited to see in the future sort of like what comes forth from this trip, what I can pick out and be like, aha, that was from Casey, Illinois. That was from Texarkana, you know? I'm very glad I had a couple epiphanies in Project Death that I am working to include in. That doesn't always happen in like any random day. Sometimes when you're in the midst of revision, it's just kind of like about grinding it out. But I'm glad I did get to have that epiphany while on the road. Please do comment down below. Let me know what your like indie bookstore requests are. Like, I would love for every place to give me a free sticker or free bookmark about their bookstore. I totally understand why might not all of them do it, but a lot do. And that's just something that like I have stored in my brain for the one day eventuality where I open my own writing space slash bookstore slash coffee shop. Let me know what you make a point to stop for. Is it an indie bookstore? Is it to check out the monuments? What sort of like makes or breaks a road trip for you? And actually, what kind of road tripper are you? Are you like, I must get to my destination as quickly as I can? Or it's okay to sort of wiggle my way around so long as I'm seeing cool things? I would love to know. Let me know what kind of math situation you would have done for yourself. Would you have divided the miles? Would you have subtracted miles? Would you have subtracted coffee because it's a necessity when you're on the road? Or would you have like doubled everything that I did? But that is gonna be it for me. I want to give a special shout out to my patrons for endorsing my silliest ideas always. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm excited to have my writing retreat vlog up very soon, since that was really the ultimate destination I was heading toward. And thank you so much especially to some of my new patrons this month. Silk Legend, Christy Hodges, Beth Grant, Jessica M. Vasquez, Amar, Rachel W, Kayla Burnham, Natalie, Adele, and Laura. And I will see you all very soon with that writing retreat video. Bye!